Welcome to this presentation of the Gilded Age of Dover. The period between 1850 and 1900 was a time of explosive growth in Dover. In 1861, the town was reincorporated as the town of Dover, establishing new tax laws and extending the previous boundaries that had been established in 1829. The Delaware Division of the Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington Railroad had been completed in Dover. Due to its accessible location, the completion of the railroad allowed the building of small industrial operations, lumber and millwork yards, and canning factories. Richardson and Robbins was the first canning factory in the state of Delaware. Established in 1855, it remained in the Richardson family until 1959, when it was sold to William Underwood. The William Underwood Company closed the factory in 1976. A steamship line was opened between Dover and Philadelphia. This was critical for the growing peach industry. The first gas and lighting company in Dover opened in 1859 at the corner of North and New Streets. This company would one day evolve into Chesapeake Utilities. A mill, which had been in existence since before the Revolutionary War, expanded to mill lumber for the Union Army during the Civil War and later turned to grinding flour when the demand for lumber decreased. Hotels sprang up and flourished during this period. The Capitol Hotel was built shortly before the Civil War. The Bayard Hotel, built in 1860, was initially known as the Railroad House due to its proximity to the rail station. Its tap room was a popular watering hole for both locals and visitors. Hotel Richardson opened in 1881. It was known far and wide as the finest hotel on Delmarva Peninsula. Downtown was a thriving metropolis with buildings such as Priscilla Block, built in 1896. Within this building alone were a grocery store, a notions store, a cigar store, jeweler, paints, hardware, and a tailor. Lockerman Street, originally called Mechanics Street, State Street, which had been renamed from Main Street in 1871, and Governor's Avenue were the bustling heart of the town. All types of businesses located their shops here: druggists, merchants, tradesmen, livery stables, carriage makers, jewelers, hardware, real estate agents, and a cabinet maker who doubled as the undertaker. Russell C. Holmes, a photographer who studied under Matthew Brady of Civil War fame, had his studio on Lockerman. He was the only photographer in Dover. A collection of his photographs can be found at the Delaware Public Archives. The Dover Volunteer Fire Department, Robbins Hose Company, was established in 1882 because of a devastating fire which destroyed much of the Capitol Hotel. The very first firehouse was built in 1883. Robbins Hose Company remains the only volunteer fire department for a state capital in the country. Along with industry, a growing emphasis was placed on education and literature. In the late 1800s, a group of 26 citizens formed the Dover Library under the leadership of Manlove Hayes. It was first located on the second floor of the post office at the end of Lockerman Street. Wilmington Conference Academy, later renamed Wesley College and subsequently acquired by Delaware State University, was founded in 1873 as a preparatory school. Over the years, numerous governors and internationally acclaimed persons, such as Annie Jump Cannon, attended the school. Along with the thriving economy came the construction of elaborate mansions for the civic leaders of Dover, who built them along the majestic State Street. Unique and varied architectural styles were employed in building these homes, although they were all built during the period from 1850 to 1882. Many of these mansions still exist today and can be viewed through a walking tour or short driving tour downtown. Each building has its own exclusive story about the people who lived there. Dover is now entering a new phase of history with its master plan to revitalize downtown. We will all be watching the progress as a new Dover slowly emerges. We hope that you enjoyed this presentation and will come back and visit us soon.